Hey everybody, welcome back. We're doing a Marvel Strike Force video on the Moon Knight events and milestones. How hard are these going to be? Do you have to do what you normally do? Do you got to coordinate a bunch with your alliance? Do you have to spend a bunch of money? Let's look at that because, you know, some of these events we've kind of gotten used to. It's, you know, some things and then blitz a lot and you're okay. But this one seems to be a little bit more hard than that. So I want to at least go over some factors here. Anybody who's new to the channel, please check out the Discord link in the description below. Try to do videos on efficiency, help you play the game a little bit better. Sometimes some news, fun type stuff. And also, video is also sponsored by Amazon Coins. Check out the link in the description below. Save up 20% depending on your purchase, and also help support the channel. And another sponsorship for anybody who's looking to try to lose some weight, especially with the quarantine and not being able to get out as much. There's a link in the description for that as well. So, all right, on to the video.
Bring me WolverThor!
Okay, so we've got the Moon Knight milestone event. You know, the event itself, you know, it's new moon. It's got a few different factors that basically go through. We've got these three different things where we've got basically for your alliance, it goes the entire duration of the event, which is roughly 10 days. It's all about getting scoring in raids, right? So you can win or lose with these nocturnal characters, which basically are characters in the roster screen that have given us temporary tag. And that's just what this is. So you're gonna have to do something to coordinate with your alliance there to make sure that everyone kind of holds their own. And then you've got the solo daily crescendo, which is basically your blitzes and your arena. And you score different points in there for that. I'm not going to go over each individual point, but depending if you use nocturnal, depending if you're doing it in blitz, depending if you're simming, depending if you're in arena and using nocturnal, you get a different amount of points here. And that's pretty typical. And that one is, again, daily. And then you've got the new moon, which is, that's opening the special orbs that you get, the eternal night orbs. And a lot of these different events that you've got, you can see when you go through here, you get these frags, these eternal night orb frags. This is specific. You can see I've claimed all these, but you get a different level of frags in that one. And then in the alliance one, same thing, where you get a bunch of different number of fragments here, and it's got a bunch of other rewards, including Moon Knight shards. But these orb frags is really kind of what you're looking to try to get to maximize, because these are all decent, but I mean, the best thing you're going to get here is 50 SBCs and some Moon Knight shards. So that's kind of like, okay. And again, in the blitz one, the best, a bunch of purple gear, which is like, okay, some orange gear and Moon Knight shards, and that's on the daily. But where you're really looking to get all of the stuff here is in this specific new moon extension here, where you're starting to get towards the bottom. You get more orange gear. This is T14 Armory 14 orbs, Superior 14 gear items, and then you get the, again, Armory 14 frags, still some stuff, and then you get to milestone 27, which is all about your T15 gear uniques, which again are these what you need to get into Dark Dimension 4, and then you get another couple orbs there. So that's actually, you know, not too bad, but that's the culmination of this event, is you get to this point to get these rewards. So you want to try to figure out how to do that. So like I said, you've got a bunch of different things that you can do there, and then I want to give a shout out to Neuromancer and Rondius. Specifically, Neuromancer put together a spreadsheet that we're going to pull up here. And we just chatted a little bit with Rondius yesterday. Rondius! Notorious. For anyone who doesn't get that reference, I'll do it. If you don't, I'm sorry, I'm still going to do it because I enjoy it. So Vron helped us kind of look at this a little bit to just, you know, double check some things, chat about it, talk math, talk numbers, talk formulas, just the stuff that people like us like to talk about sometimes. You know, it's sexy kind of, right? No? Okay. So we've got the setup where this section is the orb opening event. This section is the Alliance raid event. And then this section is the Blitz event. And you can go through here and look, and you've got the points per thing, per tier milestone. It gives you all the different rewards. There's some acronyms in here, but you basically see what you get. The nice thing that Neuromancer did in this is that as you play with the bottom, which we'll get to in a second, this conditionally formats to show you, what you can actually get or achieve. And so you can see right now it's all green based on what the inputs are. So he's actually got this set up so that you can input things as far as what works for you. And so you can kind of play around a little bit and go, well, I don't want to do that. I want to do this. Now I'm going to actually show what I think is maybe typical and how you kind of get there. But, that's how the spreadsheet's set up. So let's go look at some of the specific inputs and how we get to what we need. Okay, so I've blown up a little bit here. I changed the inputs so you can see currently, if you scroll back up above my head, that we've got, you're short here some of these milestones. All right, so just understand that as I'm looking down here at this blown up section. So the inputs here, we've got raid, blitz, arena. There's some stuff from ISO refreshes that you can do. All of these inputs eventually change your point scoring here above my head, right? So let me do this for you so you can see a little bit better. There we go. All right. So you guys can kind of see in this section over here where we've got all these different, point totals. I highlighted the raids, highlighted the blitz arena, highlighted the orbs, right? So what we're looking at here again is, and look, I'm not going to go through all the formulas over here. Just know that we've got the duration, we've got the, Ultimus points, we've got the Greek points. We've got fragments from blitz wins. That's probably the important one to understand. We went with the average of 67. We talked to Rondius a little bit about that, and that's kind of where we landed. So that's how that number's figured out. Again, we got the average yield of the ISO nodes for that, depending on how many times you refresh. And again, all of these are the points per the different battles that are just used for formulas into these different points per day or points per event, depending on the topic that we're looking at. Okay. So focusing on the raid situation here is Ultimus attempts per day, average nocturnals on the team, Greeks for attempts per day, average nocturnals on the Greeks, and then ISO refreshes, and then blitz rotations that we're looking at. And, that's kind of where we focus eventually. And then nocturnals on your arena team. Basing the nocturnals on the arena team is Black Order, just so you know, because 3 of them are nocturnals. So anyway, let's focus on raid first. So Ultimus attempts per day, I've currently got in at 7. This can vary, and again, you can input what you need to there. Average nocturnals per Ultimus team, I'm doing 7.5 right now, and I really tried to do the earlier nodes with all 5 nocturnals, but the later nodes, I had to kind of switch. So I was like, I don't know if I want to risk this. I kind of want to go pure symbiotes. So, you edit that however you need to, depending on what Ultimus raid you're in. Greeks, similar situation here where we've got a 6.5. nodes per day. Obviously energy, you can be more there, but because the overlap, because of the average per person, it's not going to be that maximum energy that you're going to use unless you're hogging, but then you're going to screw somebody else. So you can run with averages there if you want. And then again, Greeks can be a little bit more difficult, so depending on which one you're on, so you might not be able to use even 3 nocturnals per. I talked about the ISO refreshes that we've got there, your blitz rotation, and honestly, even with the ISO refreshes, even if you did the 4 here, it doesn't move the dial all that much. So you're looking at 4. Let's undo that. That's really just changing your new moon points. So you're going from 38k to 40k. It's like 2,000. So you probably can, regardless of what you're going to do there, you can leave it at 4, you can leave it at 0, depending on your core situation. It's not going to move the dial that much. It might be something that you, maybe instead of blitzing, maybe you do that. I don't know. Well, anyway, so, and then your blitz rotations. So right now we're just going to roll with 6. We're going to assume sim, teams with nocturnal 20, and then wins per rotation without nocturnal. I personally just wanted that number to be 28 because I didn't know if everybody would have 30 teams that they rotate in there. We're also rolling with a 90% nocturnal win rate. Might be a little high. You got to be careful there, and don't let this first day fool you. Be like, well, I'm already done with my milestones. What are you talking about? This is, you had the charges to the blitz charges to refresh, so you got more attacks in. So that's not going to be indicative of every single day. So again, that might be a high rate for you, but again, input those however you want. Okay, and then I already talked about the arena, and then it's going to give you these automatic point totals over here. Okay. And again, under this current circumstance, you'll see we don't hit the milestones we need. It's all right. You don't finish the final orb here. You don't finish all of the raid milestones here. And, you know, on the daily, you're not going to finish this blitz one. And that's really the thing there is like, okay, so I've got this scenario over here. What I'm calling is a normal play where you've actually got this same information here where you're falling short. Okay, so it's kind of like, all right, well, and I've conditionally formatted it here where you see fail, fail, fail. Like, all right, now one thing I do want to say, like, again, let's just change this to 4. All right, and now did any of these really move the dial up here? It's like, no, no, and no. So it's like, all right, so whatever. Normal play, even with 4 refreshes, isn't doing anything for you, right? So how do we get this thing going? So the next option that I've got above my head here is easier Greek raids. And what I did for this, and I'll copy and paste, excuse me, this information, this data so you can see it. Ultimately, the biggest change here is just as I do this, let's keep this at 0 just to stay consistent. The biggest change here is that you're seeing that I've got 5 nocturnals per Greek team. So this 3 here goes to 5. All right, everything else stayed the same. All right, so let's go to 5 here. All right, so what does that do? Okay, so let's just scroll up to top, quick mode. Oh, hey, my alliance over 10 days gets the final milestone there. Yay us, we get that. So if you drop Greek raid tiers and allow your alliance mates to give you this 5 nocturnals per Greek raid, you're getting what you need to. All right, but you're still short on your orb fragments, and you're still going to be short over here for your blitz. And again, if we go to 4 refreshes, not going to do anything that you need here. So again, we're not really going to worry about that. All right, so I have this nice little thing here where we're looking at this right here. So again, we've got all these different things. We got the experience raid, and we stayed the same on blitz because we can change it, and we got a little bit closer with the orbs. All right, a little bit. It's 39,606 for the orbs, and again, if you do this, it gets you to 41,406, which is just 200 short. It's super close. Okay, so you're really almost there with the exception of blitz. All right, so I do want to know that if you do add the 4 there, it gets you darn close. And honestly, through the compensation we're probably going to get through the screw up, you're probably going to be fine. So at this point, you're like, okay, what else do I need to change? All right, so now it's like, well, I want and actually, now that I think about this, is so if you do this 4 refresh and you keep this, and it's like, all right, so how close am I? Let's take this expected orbs here and let's paste it over here. Values only 194. All right, so you're actually okay. So if you don't care, I mean, again, I'm assuming that let me scroll to the right again. I'm assuming that this 194 orb frags, that's going to be taken care of through compensation. So the only fail that you have at that point is blitz. But if we scroll back up to the top here, that means on the daily, what we've got is you're really only missing this last milestone. So do we care about that? Let's go back, look at, we've got the rewards here. It's the frags you need. It means you're going to miss 1 Moon Knight shard per day. So, 9 to 10 Moon Knight shards, your gear credits, you're going to miss 8 SBCs. So about 80 SBCs, but that's it. And you can see in BlueStacks here, if you go to that, this is the one you're going to be missing here, right? So this reward on the daily is what you'd miss. But we don't care about the frags because we should get that in comp, but you're probably going to care about the SBCs and the Moon Knights. So depending on your time situation, you might be like, at this point, look, I'm good to go. I don't, this scenario here that I just did, because I'm expecting the compensation, I know I can do this 4 ISO refreshes per day. It's not, it doesn't show it here, but that's actually more accurate. So it shows the 4. This is where you get, it's not a fail if we get comp, which I think we can expect, but you do fail on this blitz. So if you care about those SBCs and you care about those Moon Knight shards, how do we get that? All right. So now let's go ahead and create another scenario. Again, I've got easy Greeks, and 1 more blitz rotation. So I've still got, what's the difference, right? So let's go ahead and leave this at 0. And then what I've done here is I've added So if you look at my head above, these are all the same. I showed 4 here because it's below, but I guess, you know, just for S and giggles, we can, we'll leave that at 4, and we'll have this at 4 over here. I changed the rotation number above me to 7. It was 6, all the same, so I changed it to 7. So, you know, and honestly, you might be able to, if you don't want to do 7 rotations, you want to do a kind of a non-sim one, you might be able to get it too. So we scroll up here, yay, we hit it. So you just need to do 7th rotation per day. That gets you to the final part where you're getting the actual daily milestones. It gets you over it by quite a bit, to be honest with you. So you might be able to if you don't want to do the full 7th rotation, you can probably get there without it. But that's what we've got for these different scenarios here, is that, you know, in the normal play, I don't see you getting it. I see if you drop down on the Greek raids, all of a sudden you get what you need for the raids. And honestly, if you do the ISO 8 refresh or the ISO node refreshes at the 50s, which I think most probably are doing, I think you're going to get what you need on the orbs there. So you don't have to stress too much about that. But regardless, if you want to get those 10 Moon Knight shards and you want to save the refreshes here, I think you're actually going to be okay. So, and let's just double check here. So we've got zeros. Yeah, even if you need to save those cores, you will still make it. So you make it just fine in this scenario without the ISO refreshes. So if you want to hit it, that's how you get it. My biggest recommendation in all of this is coordinate with your alliance so that you can get those raids done, because that does seem to be pretty critical. The other aspect of this is, you know, if you want to coordinate and make sure that everybody taps nodes, you know, once or twice extra because you've got the energy, you can do that. But, you know, sometimes that's a lot of hand holding. Someone might get left out, get upset. It's opening up for drama. I'm the type of person who's like, you know what, just do the easy raid. Let's just deal with, you know, the raid season rankings at whatever they're at. You know, you'll stay top 100, you'll stay top 250, you'll stay top 1%, and just be okay with it. You know what I mean? So that's where we're at. I hope this video helped you decide what you want to do as an alliance, as a player. I'll put the link to this spreadsheet in the description below. Again, shout out to Necromancer. Shout out to Ron, yes, for helping kind of just have this conversation. And again, if you want to chat, Discord link in description below. Hammer down the like button, click that notification bell, subscribe. You guys know the drill. Till next time, I hope you have a wonderful day.